just got out of watching Black Widow.
It's gonna be fun.
Patrick Stewart, thanks for tuning in to the channel. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, turn on the bell. For those of you that tuned in on the little 15-minute short live we had on the way into the theater, it was fun. Thanks for letting me bobble my iPhone around and hang out with y'all. Yes, I miss you too. I miss you too. Initial reaction.
Yeah, that was a quiet ride home, by the way, because neither of us wanted to actually talk about it. We're trying to save it for this, so it was an awkwardly quiet ride home. So, point is, I really, really liked this movie.
Okay.
I really liked it.
I feel like you liked it better than me.
Probably. Of course, I purposefully did not look up anything about it. I just went into it blind, just knowing it's about Black Widow. And I really, really liked the whole family aspect of it. You know, like, what is family? Who is really family? This one tugged my heartstrings a lot more than many of the other movies. Maybe it's because I'm a girl. I don't know.
Family. Back together again.
Yeah, this one got my heartstrings, particularly at the very beginning of the movie. I was like, holy moly. Now, I knew part of that because where she had talked about a little bit of her backstory along the way. I kind of knew what was going on there, but at the same time, also being a parent through that, the first part of that movie was a little rough for me. So
you're talking about the first part of the movie. I will say that the opening of that movie was very strong. Very strong.
Yeah.
Really liked the action, really liked the backstory.
I thought this movie told a very good story. Of course, I mentioned other things I go into movie. If you tell me a good, complete, rounded story, I'm good. And I felt like this one did that. And at the same time, fitting into a much larger story.
It did. I'm glad that Scarlett Johansson got her Black Widow film, but I went in with actually kind of low expectations, thinking like, you know, what can they really do? They did, like you said, a great story. As far as opening goes, I thought that I'm getting honestly worn out on the whole melancholy, slow singing of songs from the 80s and 90s that we all know. It's like, oh my God, how many times are we going to just sing a song in a weird, slow fashion?
Load up on guns and bring your friends.
But at the same time, it works.
But it was also, but it was also 1995.
Yeah, well, in Nirvana smells like Teen Spirit, but what I'm saying is I'm sick of them taking songs and slowing them down and making them sound all melancholy. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge that it works.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it opened up completely different than any other movie we'd seen.
Yeah.
I'm totally enjoying it, and then this here we go. Here we are now, entertain us, and I'm like, oh God, here we go again. It's like it was really cool back when Ultron came out and they were doing the whole No Strings on Me Pinocchio thing, but it's like they've never let it go since then. So immediately it was like strong opening of a movie, and then I took a step back. It's like every time I take 2 steps forward, I take a step back. I really enjoyed the opening with a family who wasn't family, and we find out none of them were family. None of them.
Yeah.
I don't know her name. I believe her name's Florence, the actress that plays Melania. Or however you say her name.
Elena. I thought it was Elena.
The sister.
The sister.
Yeah.
I don't know actors and actresses' names,
Well,
so you're good.
I like her.
She did a great job.
Interested to see where she is going forward, which I talked about the opening of the movie. I'm going to talk about the end of the movie.
Okay.
The last post-credit scene. Pissed me off.
You skipped way to the end.
Oh, yeah.
Way to the end. To the void.
Way to the end.
You went to the void. There you go.
They bring in Valentina from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who I thought honestly was a weak character and I don't care anything about.
Yeah.
Very non-memorable. And she's going to manipulate Natasha's sister into going after Clint now. And it's like, come on, after everything y'all been through with the whole mind screwing and manipulation, you got a manipulator to go after Natasha's best friend, who in the movie Natasha's sister has kept up with her entire career with the Avengers because she keeps dropping all these comments about it. How would she not know? I'm just, to me, that was way out of place.
Maybe she does, and that has not been
Well, whether she does or doesn't,
explained yet. Yeah.
I felt like it was a waste of a post-credit scene. A waste. Complete waste. I love the whole, I'm visiting my sister's tombstone because it puts it in perspective. Natasha's dead. She's gone. And anyway, overall, I really, I know I'm complaining. I really like this movie.
I like this movie too.
I like the interaction with the family, and I love how they finally address and make fun of Natasha posing.
This thing that you do when you whip your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair and you do like a fighting pose. Come on, I mean, they're great poses, but it does look like you think everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
Ugh, that was disgusting.
Really? Disgusting. Felt disgusting.
Yeah.
Her
It's like,
sister
you do
says,
this all the time.
"You're poser. Poser."
I did like that. And the vest with the pockets.
I like your vest.
God, I knew it. I knew you did. It's so cool, right?
It's good. Yes.
And you can put so much stuff in there. You wouldn't even know.
High rewatchability.
Yes. I still like the very first Captain America. That is one of my favorite in this whole decade-long series.
Here you go, Holden.
I do.
Here you go, Holden.
My favorite character in all this is Captain America, Steve Rogers. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little.
And anything I could say about Steve Rogers and brag on him, honestly, I could say about you.
That is America's ass.
You're my Steve Rogers. I love you. Yes, mush. Sorry, girl. She
Yeah.
couldn't handle the mush.
Would you put Black Widow in, say, the top 5 MCU movies for you?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah,
put
I
it?
would.
Would you put it in the top 3
I don't know for certain, but definitely potentially.
potentially? This is potentially my top 7.
I don't even know how many there are now. I lost count.
I think there's like 52.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Wait! That was weird.
Because this is our first MCU theater experience in a couple years. First date night and no kids at home because they're with the grandparents. There's a whole lot of things that are making my heart just bubble up and go, this was a great night. And I'm trying to remove those from this experience because I want to just analyze this film. Because that final act with the skydiving through the debris, didn't like it. Like, I'm like, oh, come on, here we go. You're a human being. You're not Loki. You're not Thor. You ought not be able to do this. But it was a good film. I enjoyed it. So
She's an Avenger. They can all do just a little above and beyond.
yeah, true. But I'm trying not to like just give away the farm because of the Marvel effect, and it happens. You go to see it in theater, and you're like, oh, it was the best Marvel film ever, and then you rewatch it later, and you're like, oh, it's really good, but maybe it's not the best. I'm giving this one, I'll give it an 8.
All right.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it a solid 8.
Stick with the integers.
It's
Okay,
it's
fair.
rewatchable. I don't have to watch other ones for this one to make sense and be enjoyable. It's like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange to me, a lot of people didn't like it. I love it.
That was a really good movie.
I give Doctor Strange a dadgum 9. I absolutely love it.
That was a good one.
And at any point, if I just want to sit down and watch an MCU movie and not have to worry about the gravitas of the whole story, I'm like, I
Yeah.
can watch Doctor Strange. It's a good standalone.
You could walk out of that not feeling like, oh, now I really ought to go watch this one and blah, blah, blah. No, it's good.
Black Panther was that for me. I give Black
Yeah.
Panther a daggum 10. That was one of the
That was
best
a
MCU
really good
movies,
movie.
and you can watch that one by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think Black Widow, another one, it's up there. You can just watch it by itself and enjoy it. And
Very
I'm
good.
hypercritical. Of course, it sounds like I'm complaining a lot because I want to go ahead and pull out the things I didn't like because those are the only things I didn't like. Everything else I didn't
You
mention.
are just naturally an overthinker and overanalytical.
Well,
Analytical. It makes you good at your job and what you do, but
Let's
that's
think
just
about
who
all
you
the
are.
things I didn't mention. I liked all those things.
Happy date night.
It was a happy date night.
It's a good movie.
Well, folks, Patrick Stewart, my wife Marianne, we had a blast, especially hanging out with y'all before the movie. It was great going back to the theater. For those of you on the community page that voted to have us go to the theater instead of watching in the house, thank you for that. Made it a special night. And in the meantime, hit the thumbs up, Give us the like, hit the subscribe, turn on the bell, stay nerdy with it, and we'll see you, Loki, episode 6. Love you.
Love you too.